Hi, my name is Lisa Hildred, and I'm supporting sickle cell awareness as a parent and advocate for my son, Isaiah Hildred, who has sickle cell disease. When I first learned that my son had sickle cell disease, I was very devastated. And one of the first things that I did was search the internet for as much information that I could find about sickle cell. And looking back at it, I don't know if that was particularly the best thing for me to do because it consumes me and it overwhelms me at times. And I think the best advice that I wish that I would have received 10 years ago was to let go of the worry and to accept my son and the gift of life that God had given to me. All of the education and learning about sickle cell disease would come in time. But in that moment when my son was born, I wanted to bond with him. I wanted to learn his personality and his behaviors and what it was that made him who he was. Isaiah is not sickle cell. It's a disease that he has, but that's not who he is. And so I want to share that with you as a new parent to actually get to know your child so that you can be prepared for around 4 to 6 months to learn the actual signs of sickle cell crisis, which could possibly be hand and foot syndrome. Sometimes you have swelling in the hands or feet, jaundice. There could be unconsolable crying, at times also abdominal swelling, and then fever. And when you see those signs and symptoms, I would suggest that you automatically see your doctor or go directly to the emergency room, because those are very important signs that there could be a crisis and something that you don't want to ignore. What I also would suggest to new parents is, although your child may have sickle cell, they're going to go through the normal changes that infants go through. Teething, they may or may not have gas, but just know that every cry, every look that he or she may give you may not necessarily mean, oh no, my son or my daughter is having a crisis. It's not necessarily that all the time. But as you grow to know your child, you'll learn that their demeanor and the way they are when they wake up in the morning, may not be their regular routine. So just keep that in mind. I think one of the other biggest things that we as parents want to prevent is pain and an infection. And one of the many ways that I find that was helpful to me was being proactive rather than reactive. So by that I mean dressing your child for the weather, making sure that they are hydrated at all times, and then sometimes being able to say no to that play date or the visit from someone who may just be getting over a cold, because in the long run it could prevent you from ending up in the emergency room. So just know, things that you could prevent from happening in your life that would affect your son or your daughter. I also think that having a support group from family and friends, your church, is also beneficial. Having a sickle cell support group gives you the advantage of being able to ask questions of each other, share experiences, and it just also makes you feel that you're not going through this journey by yourself. So I hope that you found this video very helpful to you and informative, and I encourage everyone to learn as much as you can about sickle cell disease and share in the cause for sickle cell awareness. Thank you.